Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports Gladiators here on the Basement Show with Mr. Knast. I am Mr. Knast, and we have our best friend in the house. Good evening, Mr. Ron.
Hey, buddy.
Nice to see you. Hope everyone enjoyed that new intro. If not, you gotta go back and rewatch it because I did change it up a little bit. Ron, what did you think of it?
I liked it. I like it. Look good.
Something different, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Sam.
Good evening, Mr. Simmons. Nice to see you in chat bright and early. I hope you are doing well today, sir. So, where do we start with Sports Gladiators on a quiet Monday night?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a quiet week. Eagles did have 3 days of OTAs though, so we do have a little bit of news coming out of there. Even though there were some absentees for whatever reason, excused Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, Fletcher Cox, Hassan Reddick, and Josh Sweat. You stole. So
Part of Ron's having a little bit of difficulties. Hope everyone understands that. His Wi-Fi has been acting funny the last couple of times we've been doing this, so he will maybe have to refresh, maybe come back. So, good evening, Mr. Russo. All right, take your time. Yeah. So Ron will be right back. We got Mr. Russo in the house on YouTube. What's up, Mike? Nice to see you. Sam says NCAA baseball and softball getting into the finals. Sam, that is one sport I don't really follow that much, and that is college baseball and softball. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I did see a couple of scores the other day. If you want to put some stuff in the chat, I can feed off that if you want. But Ron had said that the Eagles had a couple practices of OTAs. Good evening, Jack. Nice to see you. So we'll wait for Mr. Ron to come back to hear his Eagles news. I know we have the NBA Finals going on right now as well with the Miami Heat and Denver Nuggets. That series was 1-1 after the Miami Heat pulled out to win last night. So that series goes back to Miami. If anyone has any comments about that, feel free to add them. What else do we have going on? The Stanley Cup final started the other night. That series is 1-0 Vegas after a 5-2 win in Game 1 versus the Florida Panthers. So that should be getting back. Game 2 should be in that series either tonight or tomorrow night. So we'll see who comes out on that. I don't know who everyone is rooting for in these series. I know I'm pulling for the Nuggets for my cousin Kelsey because she is out in Colorado. And the Florida Vegas series, I am pulling for the Florida Panthers to pull the upset over the Vegas Golden Knights. So I don't know if anyone else has any favorites they're picking. Mr. Ness, do you see my comments? I do, Mike. I do see your comments, yes. And Oklahoma is going for a three-peat in softball. They have a record 51 straight wins. That is impressive, and especially in college softball. That is a mighty impressive streak to have. So cool. Yes, Mike, I can see your comments. Very cool, and I even see your emojis on YouTube. So you are good, sir. But people on Facebook can't see your comments. But in the studio itself, I can read your comments. So yes, but Oklahoma's going for 3 peats. Oklahoma's always been a powerhouse in college softball for as long as I can remember, Sam. I also remember back in the day, UCLA with Jenny Finch, if I'm saying that correctly, it was also a powerhouse college softball team back in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. And she went on to pitch for the American team in the Olympics for a couple years, too. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm, like I said, not the smartest when it comes to college softball and baseball. I know baseball always takes place in Omaha, if I'm not mistaken. So Yeah, if anyone has anything to add to that, let me know. Hopefully we get Mr. Ron back soon. I mean, it sucks when you have modem issues on your internet. Trust me, been there, had that problem. So, um, how about baseball, Sam? I know you said something about Oklahoma and softball. What about baseball? So, and then Mike, if there's anything on YouTube that you want to talk about sports wise, feel free to put it as well. You know how this show goes. We are very dependent on our fan chatters in the chat to let us know what they want to talk about. I mean, we always appreciate everyone popping in to say hello. So, Mr. Sam's texting me real quick. Let me just read what he said. Let's see. Let me know. Thank you, sir. Who is Ron? Mr. Ron. Hopefully it's back. Oh, you back, sir? There you go. Welcome back.
Yes, thank you. I think I got it.
Okay. Sam was telling us about Oklahoma going for a three-peat in the NCAA softball tournament, and they have a record of 51 straight wins.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, I, I know that's really hard to do in college, especially softball. But then again, a lot of teams have also backtracked over the last couple of years too.
Yeah,
So I had brought up Jenny Finch and UCLA back in the day. They were the
yeah,
powerhouse.
that was pretty much the template for the powerhouse teams. You know, back in the day, they dominated it for quite a few years.
Sam's happy to see you back in chat. He's like, "Woohoo, he's back."
Yep,
So
I'm back.
before you had cut out, you had said something about having some Eagles news from OTAs, and I heard you say Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, Hassan Reddick, and Josh Sweat were excused from OTAs.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And so some of the other stuff that started to take shape is you're starting to see the rookies are getting some time. Uh, Nolan Smith and first round
Jalen Carter?
Carter. Yeah. Duh. So anyway, they're both getting some serious work in. They look pretty good so far in the first couple days. Reed Blankenship looks like he is looks like he might have the first team start for safeties. Him and Terrell Edmonds will probably be the starting safeties more than likely. And it looks like Kayvon Wallace and Justin Evans were running second team rep. So you maybe see them on second team as of right now. Now a lot can change during the course of training camp and the like, but that's where the depth charts kind of in shape right now. Cam Jurgens moving over right guard with Kelsey coming back. And I did see a story where the Kelsey, sorry, the day Kelsey announced he would come back, his first phone call he received, his text, was from Cam Jurgens, and they talked. And Cam Jurgens was excited that he was coming back. Where everybody thinks, he may be, or being ticked off because every time he thinks he's taken over, Kelsey comes back again. But
Yeah.
he's happy to have him back for another year. He's taught him. He said he's taught him so much so far, and he's looking forward to spending another year learning from him. So that when he does eventually retire, that he'll probably slide over into that center spot, and they'll replace him at guard. but he had to
Nice.
bulk up a little bit to play guard though because he was a little undersized, so he needs to put on a few pounds, and he has put on some pounds going into these OTAs.
Well, that's good to hear. I mean, it sounds like you have a strong starting five going. I mean, if you can keep um, everyone healthy, I mean, that's a very dangerous offensive line. So,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, still one of the top lines in the league for sure. Um, Surprisingly, Gainwell and Boston Scott were getting the first team reps on in running back. Um, DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny uh, are running with the second team.
hmm.
So just kind of getting up to speed with the offense. So nothing to be concerned about, but just because Gainwell and Scott are already familiar with the offense, it was just natural in the first couple of days of practice to let them kind of run with the first teamers.
Oh, absolutely. Now, my question to you is, what do you think of all these rumors now saying the Eagles are in on like Buda Baker, Dalvin Cook, Hopkins? I'm waiting off. I think he's going to Cleveland to join Watson, but like now
Yeah.
they're saying something about Dalvin Cook or Buda Baker possibly coming to Philly too.
Well, there was talk about Baker. There was some heavy talk about him. Um, I don't know. I mean, really, we only have about 16 or 17 million uh, in cap space right now. So um, I think that rather than going in that direction, I don't think that there's any interest in Dalvin Cook. I just don't see it. Um, but I think if they can maybe shore up like maybe another linebacker or maybe somebody on the defensive front as far as a rotational player. Um, More than likely, I think there's a real good chance that that Sue might come back.
It'd be interesting. I mean, it'd give us more depth on that defensive line for sure.
Yeah,
But if you
and,
bring
and I
some of
mean
the
he
like,
had a good year last year too.
true, um, if he comes back there, does that hurt the development of Jalen Carter? Or do you still think Carter would be your second team no matter what?
No, I think that Sue would just be a rotational piece. I mean, I don't know that he's necessarily the starter, but he's in the rotation. And you know
Okay.
how the Eagles defense likes to keep that front four fresh. So I think that it would more just be a piece that I think that I think that Jordan Davis and Hassan Reddick and those guys are going to get every opportunity to be that first team. So
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They definitely have depth for sure
yeah.
up and down that defense.
So I mean, if you're looking at front four of Fletch and you know uh, Carter and Davis and Reddick and all these guys, that's a pretty healthy rotation.
Oh yeah.
So
The only player I say I'm disappointed with is Kayvon Wallace. Coming out of Clemson, I thought he would have more like ready to go. I mean, he's what now year four, and he's still fighting to get on the second team. Like
yeah,
in my mind, it's a bust.
yeah. From where he was drafted, I think that you could kind of classify him as a bust. But I mean, if he's you know, a solid guy who can step in if somebody gets hurt, he can be put in nickel situations. I mean, there's other ways that they can utilize them without having to lean on them the way they had to lean on them with all the injuries last year.
That is true. But you also see someone like Reed Blankenship, who is undrafted, come
Right.
in and like, now compete for a starting job. Granted, that's the Eagles' MO. They always like to go beyond the draft when it comes to uh, free agency after the draft, and they do pretty good with it.
Yeah, they usually do. They usually have a list ready to go the day after,
Huh?
and they go get their guys.
The one that right now is Reed Blankenship for one. But if you want to go
Mhm.
back about 20 years, I remember someone named Greg Lewis, who was undrafted out of Illinois, and he was a
Yeah.
speedster, who was a slot receiver.
Yep.
And he was a steal.
That's like this the track guy. That's
uh,
uh, Devin
Devin Allen.
Devin Allen. Yeah. Yep.
Does
I mean,
he? Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was going to ask. Do you think he makes the 53?
I think he has a chance. If not, he'll definitely be on the practice squad and ready to go if there's any injuries.
Okay.
I just don't know. I don't think he's got enough experience to just automatically make the 53 unless he really blows him away in training camp. I mean, that's the only way I see it happening.
Okay. It's a very interesting story. Don't get me wrong. He does come from a prestige Big 12, Pac-12 school in Oregon. So
Yeah.
there is ups and downs about that. It just depends on how you look at it. But
Okay.
other than that, like I haven't really looked at a roster yet this year, but like I'm sure you've done some in-depth searching. Like who else is supposed to be like popping out on people saying, okay, might not have been drafted, but I'm going to say something this year.
Yeah. Well, it'll be real interesting and once training camp starts to kick in June that maybe you'll start to see those kind of guys like step into the forefront and making an impression. And when that happens, usually the chatter starts, the whispers around the team about this guy could be replacing this. Excuse me. Sorry.
It's okay.
That this guy could be pressing this guy for a job and everything else. So um, with only 3 preseason games this year again, uh, you gotta. They have a minimal amount of time to make an impression, except
True.
for maybe the joint practices. And I saw the other day that they announced joint practices with somebody.
The
Uh,
Colts.
the Colts, yeah, that was the Colts.
Mr. Shane
So
Steichen.
yeah, so
So all that
their
tells me is
offense their offense should look familiar.
yeah, and all that tells me also that you won't probably see a lot of Anthony Richardson, which I was kind of bummed out about. I was kind of looking forward to seeing him play.
Yeah,
I mean, coming from a school like Florida and only having 15 career starts, you got some work to do, kid. That's all I'll say.
yeah. They're going to have to give him some kind of time, and
Yeah,
it may be more like in these joint practices because they don't sack the quarterback.
true.
Yeah, red shirted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't tack. It's like the replacements. Danny Bateman always going
yeah.
after the quarterback.
Danny Bateman.
Red
Can't
shirt.
help it, coach. I see that red. I'm like a bull.
But no, after I was looking at the schedule, it's kind of mind-boggling to think after August 24th, they don't play again till September. Like September
Yep.
what? Like 10th or 11th.
Yeah.
That's two
Yep.
weeks.
That's true.
Granted, it's the same. Every team's in the same boat, but like that's why I kind of always
Mhm.
like that fourth preseason game. Sure, you don't see the starters, but those young guys get more reps and stuff. So then they don't have as much time off between live action.
That's true too.
So am I being a hypocrite about it? Yeah, sure, but does it keep people healthy? Absolutely. Having a shorter preseason, but as football fans, I like the extra football.
Well, you got to see what happens in the next collective bargaining agreement. So,
Which is what 2030, or is that coming up
yes,
soon?
something like that. Yeah. They still got a while yet on this one.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
I
you
mean,
could see some more changes between now and then. The new change with the kickoffs, I don't like at all. Where
oh, what the whole
the
fit?
new rule, the fair catch for a kickoff,
Yeah,
and it comes out to the 35 or 25 or
25.
25.
But
That's
then
right.
if you fair catch on a punt, no matter where you catch it, it goes to 25 now.
Yep.
Which I don't understand, man. I mean, so you're telling me if a team fair catches the ball at midfield to move back 25 yards? How is that fair?
That's crazy. Well, I've already heard a couple different return men saying I ain't fair catching shit. So,
Can you blame them?
nah, I mean that's next thing you know they're out of a job
Yeah,
if that's their sole responsibility on the team, and
yeah,
now basically makes the kickoffs insignificant because every single kickoff is going to start from the same place basically.
very true. Jack's giving us some college baseball updates. TCU
Oh,
won
okay.
over Arkansas 12-4, and now he's watching Florida versus South Carolina.
Is that the World Series already, or
I
is
believe so.
that
Yeah.
yeah? Okay.
I mean,
Been a couple years since my guys were in. They dominated that for so long.
sorry.
Miami was there every year, man. Ron Frazier as the coach, and he was there for a long time, and he was a perennial, uh, college World Series.
I never really got into the college World Series. I don't know why, but I mean, it's exciting to watch. Don't get me wrong; some of these kids are absolutely incredible. But
Mm-hmm.
like, you don't like me personally. I don't feel like I know that many people to actually sit and watch a college baseball or softball game. I feel like I'd be lost.
And the aluminum bats throw you off too.
Oh yeah, I mean, do you think there will ever be a day that MLB brings aluminum bats or no?
No, I think the day they do that, I think that's the day that they've jumped the shark, so to speak.
Okay. I mean, wooden bats are crazy too. I was at Morgan's husband Kevin. He plays in a men's 35 and up league for a couple of different teams. And he had a game last night, and this one guy like literally shattered his bat. He swung his bat, and the next thing all you see left in his hand is the knob of the bat.
Yeah,
The whole bulk piece of it flew and smacked against the fence that we were sitting behind. Luckily, but like that was scary.
yeah, yeah.
And those bats aren't cheap, they say.
No, they're not.
So I kind of felt bad for the guy. I mean, like, someone owes $200. Like, this team was making fun of him, but
Yeah,
it, that
and
shattered.
you feel it too. I mean, when you break a bat, man, you you did it because your hands are just like stung.
Yeah, that's very true. So, Gary, good evening, sir. Nice to see you in chat. Thanks for
Hey,
popping in.
Gary.
Um, so you want to talk some Phillies? I know they won what, two in Washington this weekend.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 from Washington. Um, Alec Boehm has a hamstring issue, some tenderness. So they put him on a 10-day DL. And
Mm-hmm.
they brought up a guy who didn't think he was ever going to see the majors again. He was contemplating a move to the Independent League. And lo and behold, he gets a call. And Drew Ellis comes in the game on Sunday, plays third base, and hits 2 home runs. He goes 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Um,
Damn.
he previously had about 94 at bats in the majors. Um, and in those 94 at bats, he had 1 home run. And
Wow.
he hit 2 on Sunday. But the funny thing about this is I happened to be listening to the radio on Sunday morning, and the pregame came on WIP. Well, Glenn Macnow was talking in that, for that pregame show. And he said they were talking about Alec Bohm going on the DL and about Ellis coming in. And Ellis is like, yeah, Ellis, yeah, you know what? I said, yeah, maybe he should hit a homer today. No, you know what? I think he should hit two today. And then he comes out in the game and he hits two homers. Glenn
Damn.
McNeil is a psychic.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, he was just messing around, but then Ellis hits two dingers. Castellanos had two. Schwarber had two that day too, and Real Muto had one. And I mean, they were pounding the ball, but
Nice.
Unfortunately, usually after a game like that, they get three hits.
I think they're playing Detroit tonight, so
they're opening up with Detroit tonight. Yes, correct. They have 3-game series with Detroit, and then they got the Dodgers.
True.
Coming up, and they also have Arizona coming back up.
I think that's next week. Yes.
Yeah, Arizona beginning of next week. So,
yeah. Gary says 8-3. Or is that the Phillies winning or losing, Gary? And then he was asking when we'll all go to a baseball game. Hopefully soon. I mean, we gotta sit and plan it out again.
We just gotta pick a date and just do it.
We'll find a Monday night game. We'll do a sports gladiators from the
Phillies are winning. Wow, 8-3.
You smell that?
Smells like a winning streak.
Is that a winning streak?
That would be a 3 if they win today.
Wow.
Because they won Saturday and Sunday.
Well, like Lou Brown always said, that's 2. That's called a winning
streak. And you get to take another piece off of the stand up.
Oh yeah. I wonder who they got this. Oh god.
Rob Thompson.
Is that who it is?
Rob Thompson in a Speedo.
Bad image. That's like always busting my friend Alan's chops about putting on a banana hammock. Maybe go to an Orioles game. I mean, Camden Yards, I wouldn't mind going down to one time. See that stadium.
Camden Yards is a nice stadium. I enjoyed the game I saw there.
And Gary said it's going to snow and thunder if they win.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. I mean, they keep winning. Anything can possibly happen.
Yeah. Well, Alvarado's due back next week, or at the end of this week, actually. He's going to rehab assignment. I think he's supposed to pitch tomorrow for a rehab start, and then they expect him back with the team by maybe the weekend.
Nice.
So that'll be a good to have him back too.
I want the rematch down with the stinking Mets. I mean,
yeah.
You're asking for trouble wanting to go to that game, Gary, because the Mets Phillies games are always a riot. And
literally.
I want to say,
was a riot.
Well, I'm trying to remember. I think it was 2006. Me and my family actually all went to a Phillies Mets game as a family, something we've never really done before. And we're leaving the game, and these two drunk idiots are sitting there on lawn chairs laughing, saying, "Oh, feel free to throw your trash." We looked behind them. They had blown out all the windows in this New York City taxi cab, sliced all the tires, and littered the whole inside with beer cans.
Yeah. Trey Turner's got 2 homers today. Nice.
There you go.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thanks for the update, Russo.
Yeah, man.
About time we did something. Just the fact that the Mets slammed the Mets last time. The Mets slammed the Mets. Oh, he slammed the Phillies. Okay. I was like, how the hell can the Mets slam the Mets? I forget. Gary does that auto text thing.
Well, I mean, they got an $80 billion payroll. You would think they'd, be able to win a few games.
Yeah, well, you saw they tried one thing. I don't want to get Mike mad for mentioning this, but they picked up Gary Sanchez from the Yankees off of waivers. kept him for a while. Now they try to get rid of him and tell the Yankees that they had to pay for him.
Yeah.
So I mean, if a player doesn't make it with one of the New York teams, he's not going to make it elsewhere. I don't know why he even try. I could be
Yeah.
biased
Well,
when I say that, but
yeah. I mean, the history has not been kind to Mets players that have went elsewhere for sure, and Yankees players. Some of the Yankee players I can think of that they moved on and really never quite saw the same level of success.
true. I mean,
A Rod.
well, the only one I was thinking of, on top of my head, funny or not, was, but I think he played for the Yankees first, then went to the Mets, or Mets first, then the Yankees. Now it's picture David Cone.
Yeah.
I don't know if he played for the Mets first or the Yankees first, but he wound up playing
Mets
for both New
first.
York teams.
Yeah, he was on the Mets first.
Yeah, we know a few Yankees fans. Yes, we do. I mean, we have one in chat tonight. Mr.
Yes,
Russo
we
is
do.
a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
And a very tight AL East, I might add, too.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a race all the way through the year. So it's pretty much up for grabs in my book.
I am not mad out loud.
So, with the update on the stats of the season so far for Phil's, new leader in first place for batting average, Nick Castellanos,
Oh,
316. 316.
damn.
Harper dropped down to 298, and Harper's second. And then Bryson Stott at 288 is your top three for batting average. Home runs, Schwarb has 15.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next closest is Castellanos at 7. And then
Wow.
Alec Bohm is stuck at 6.
Damn. So Mike has a question. Do you think
Okay.
Alonso has a chance to hit more home run than Judge this year?
Than Judge did last year.
Oh, okay.
Wow. That would be an accomplishment if he did. Is it possible? Yes. Do I think he's going to do it? No, I don't think he will. That's my personal guess.
Is that
But
Pete Alonso he's talking about?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, I Judge. It's going to be hard for anybody to match what Judge did last year.
Not saying it's impossible, but
No, but it's unlikely. How about that? We'll go with that.
okay.
Okay. RBIs. Bohm is still leading with 37, but Castellanos is up to 34, and Schwarber's 34 also.
Oh,
So that tightened up quite a bit because Bohm was in a little bit of a slump before he went on the DL. So
well, when you have an injury like a hamstring, you're bound to have something happen to you.
yeah, it might have been nagging him for a while, and he just wasn't saying anything. But he really he wasn't doing much at the plate, and you could kind of see something was off. You didn't know what it was till they announced that it was a hamstring.
Gotcha. Now I have a funny question to ask you.
Okay.
Since you brought it up last week,
Okay.
do you have a Jake Cave update for the week?
I do not. I did not check. I did not check on Jake this week, but he had been tearing it up. So let's take a look real quick and see where he's at.
I just figured to ask. I knew you had the update last week.
Yeah, because he was hitting 400 and he was tearing the cover off the ball.
In case anyone doesn't know, Jake Cave was on the Phillies roster to start the season. Then they opted him down to AAA when Bryce Harper was activated. But Ron has still petitioned for Jake Cave to be on the Phillies everyday roster since then. So last week he brought us up to speed what his stat line was.
Yeah, and
Jack
he was batting 400, and he had seven homers, and I think it was 18 doubles or something like that. I mean, it was some crazy numbers. I'm trying to remember. I might have my notes here from last week. Wait.
Okay. I just know they were off Detroit. That's all I remember.
Oh, they
So.
were. I mean, they were crazy, crazy numbers. Yeah.
And then we'll dive into some NBA after this. We'll just briefly touch on that. We got the NHL Stanley Cup too.
Yep. Yeah, I don't see my notes right here off the top of my head. So
Yeah, we'll have an update next week for Jake Cave.
yes, we'll do the Jake Cave report next week for sure.
We can put it as part of Tessie's take if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says top of the eighth, so Phillies game then the final 6 outs. Hopefully, we'll see.
The caveman minute.
The caveman minute. There you go. I'll make your own intro and everything for it if you want.
There you go. Yep.
So switching to the NBA, I don't know if you watched any of the first 2 games, but that series is tied up at 1.
Yeah.
And Denver's not too happy with some of the calls that were apparently missed in the game last night or Saturday night.
So I think in more so than in any other sport, I think the referees can control the outcome of a game just by the way they call a game. And I'm not saying it's fixed. That's not, I've never said that about sports at all. Although there's been times when you look at something and you scratch your head and you go, man, you could make a case. But I don't think that that's really what's going on. But I also think that they definitely don't want this to be a 4-game series.
No, I mean
At all. It's bad enough. The ratings are going to be bad enough as it is.
Yeah, to have a 4-game sweep with killing your reputation.
Exactly. Then it would just be a wash of a year from a revenue standpoint for the NBA. Hey, Kelsey.
It's funny. I just tagged her in a comment, and here we go. She's in the chat. I mean,
Hey, how about that?
But hello, cuz. I had a question for her personally that we needed an update. Who won the national indoor lacrosse? Your Mammoth of Buffalo. I know we had talked about that last week. So, and then Val, my friend Val, who you going for? Miami or Denver? I am pulling for the Nuggets because I have family out there.
Okay. And I'm really not crazy about either team, but I like Jimmy Buckets. I kind of like Butler a little bit, and I think that I'd like to see him do well. So we'll see what happens. And the Golden Knights are up 2-0.
Damn it! I was rooting for Florida.
End of the first period.
I'm rooting for Florida.
They were a little chippy the other night, Mike. There was a lot of emotion in that game, and they were jostling around quite a bit.
Very true. So Mammoth did not play the greatest game against Buffalo. Unfortunately, we lost.
Oh, damn.
Sorry, Kelly. I know she was really rooting for the Mammoth to pull that one out. So
yeah.
And then Gary saying, "How are you guys going from doc to the nurse?"
Oh.
Well,
I never really thought of that. I didn't think of that. That's funny.
That's scary from you.
Yeah, I just I never really made that connection. I think that Nick Nurse is going to do a good job here, and I think anybody would be better than Doc. Honestly, Doc's never, hasn't won in the playoffs for a long time.
But did you hear Nick Nurse is trying to petition to get James Harden back?
Yeah, I mean at the right price. I'm not totally opposed to it, but
Not a
I
max
mean, it
contract.
has to not a max contract. No, I mean, it would have to be significantly less than a max, and I don't think anybody out there is going to give him a max.
Why not?
So I think this whole Houston thing was a uh, agent slash player rumor just to lock try and lock up a better deal from the Sixers.
Well, he can get if the Sixers were to do a max contract, it would be a 4-year, $208 million contract.
Yeah,
Any other team can only offer him 4 years, $200 million. So
right. Yep,
I
that's
personally
true.
don't want him back. I mean, Nick Nurse has come out on the record and saying that the Sixers need a player like James Harden to win it all. I disagree.
No, I don't think they need a guy like James Harden to win it. I mean, I think if you turn the reins over to Maxey uh, and put him on the point, you know, I I, I don't think you're going to see that much of a significant drop off, and he'll play all the way through the game. He won't quit in the fourth quarter because he's
True.
winded.
That's very true. Mike says he agrees, Ron. Very testy. He's talking about your comments from
Yeah.
game one.
Oh yeah, they were definitely a lot of back and forth, a lot of pushing and shoving, and usually
Us,
don't see a lot of usually don't see a lot of physical in the finals. But I think this year you might see different because these two teams definitely do not care for each other at all.
unfortunately, I didn't get to watch any of the game on Saturday night. I was too busy eating my ice cream bucket.
Right. I was watching like half watching in between, you know, in between songs on Saturday. So
Yep, mine has karaoke night on every Saturday night, so one of these times I'm going to try to get up there with him. I keep saying I'm going to. I got to do it. And then we have let's go Nuggets from Val.
yep.
And then we shall see who wins on Wednesday. I mean, I guess that, yeah, game three is on Wednesday. Jack's right. No,
Hope
wait.
the Sixers give me a fair shake when I try and make the team as a walk on. All right.
Hey, Mike, I'm pulling for you.
Michael. Yeah. Hey, you probably score more points than some of the guys who were on the team this year.
True. And then Gary's asking if I want some ice cream. Maybe Saturday. I'm taking a week off from ice cream. But maybe Saturday I'll get some more ice cream. And then Mike wants to try on as make this team as a walk on. What's your jersey number going to be, and what's your position going to be? I'm curious to. So yeah, jersey number and position, Mike. When you have a chance, get back to us on that one. I might be able to do something for you.
Got to make the call.
Yeah.
Press the button to summon the nurse.
Oh, the call button. I get it. Okay. And Kelsey says
Nice.
the Nuggets got this. She's confident. I gotta give her that.
Yeah. Yep. You're very loyal to your geographic area, Kels. I got to give it to you.
And this is a big weekend coming up. I mean, yeah. I mean, every weekend's a big weekend. So, especially this time of year,
Yep.
you got the NBA Finals going, the NHL Stanley Cup going, NASCAR's in full swing. Um, what other sports we have? We have wrestling stuff that we could also bring up too. Since we
Yep.
got rid of Turnbuckle Thursdays, we can throw some WWE in this chat.
Yeah, for sure.
I can take Harden's place. Wow.
There you go.
And then Gary says, I'm riding my bike for cancer Sunday. Here we go.
Oh,
Gary's
nice.
a, Gary's a cyclist in the group.
Oh, okay.
So, and number 17.
Number 17.
So James Harden was a shooting guard, right? Or was he running point?
He was running point.
All right. Now entering number 17. Quick God, Marco.
Nice. I like
Pretty good.
that.
Pretty good.
That was pretty good. Sad the Avalanche should be missing.
That is one of your top players, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's something.
I mean, because they have a very deep team in Colorado, though, so I'm sure they will bounce back. I mean, the Avalanche have put together quite a good team out there as well. So a lot to look forward to in Denver this year. I mean, hopefully the
Yeah,
Broncos can bounce back with Sean Payton now. Golden Knights up 3. That
okay.
game two's over.
Yeah, sounds like.
He didn't give me a nice job on the intro in here or anything like that. It's kind of mean. Mike, did I introduce you properly? Do you not like it? Like what? Ron liked it. I thought I did pretty good
He
with it.
There was only one person in the chat when it was on, so you might have missed it.
Oh,
Have to
okay.
catch it on the replay.
Yep. Now he's laughing.
Yeah, the Avalanche has put together a good team. Yeah, you got to give them credit. I mean, they're doing it the right way. I mean, they haven't really, it's not like they're out there grabbing up every free agent that's out there. They're doing it smart. I mean,
True.
they're drafting well. They're developing guys. They're selective in who they're bringing in. Yeah, I think they're doing it the right way.
Compared to someone like Billy who overpays people and then they don't do shit.
Right, exactly. You can't. The days of you being able to buy a championship in the NHL are long gone.
Yeah, just look at the New York Rangers this year.
Yeah.
Making trades to bring in Vladimir Tarasenko and Patrick Kane for what? Nothing. I don't know what Jack's talking about.
American Girl dolls.
I'm
They were very popular. Yeah, they were like after the Cabbage Patch phase and craze. They were kind of the next like big collectible.
fair enough. I never knew much about them, so
They're just like, Barbie on steroids, basically.
gotcha.
So
And I saw Gary
yeah,
said he's rooting for Vegas.
I'm rooting. Like I said, not a big hockey guy, but I usually watch the finals.
Yeah, the finals are really entertaining. They have been the last couple of years. So,
Yep.
but I mean, it's hit or miss. I mean, some games are really good. Like you saw a good first 2 periods on game one. Then Vegas just took over, and now they're taking all over again tonight. So,
Yeah. I mean, they just they seem like they're really a solid team.
all right. But I'm rooting for the Florida Panthers just because of Bob Roski. I want to see Mr. Bob win the cup. Being from Philly and all that. That's all.
Yeah. True. Yep. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
He became quite a goalie when he left.
Yeah, and learned how to speak English.
Yeah.
Because I remember when he was on with Philly for the 2 seasons, he needed a translator.
I don't know if there was any truth to the rumor that he was trying to get Brizgalov to be his translator.
True.
Because we know he started talking about space and stuff.
Oh, wow, Mike's trying out for the Flyers too. Jeez, wait, this man gonna get.
Wow. Well, I think it would have to be a skate on, Mike. Actually, it wouldn't be a walk on.
A skate on. Very clever, sir.
Hey, it's logic.
But now he's trying out for the Sixers and the Flyers. I mean,
well, they both play in the same building. building, he could just put in a cot in the locker room.
Yeah, that is true. I
Could just
mean,
hang out. I mean, they got a Tony Luke's in there. It'd be set.
Shake Shack too.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, okay, now Mike, since you saying you're trying out for the Flyers, position and number, I need them both. Who you taking over for, and what's your number going to be? I'll do my best Lou Nolan impersonation. So we'll wait and see if he gets back to us on that one. But
And he could be on the Pico power
uh,
play.
I was going to go a different direction, but okay.
Yeah. That's always my.
Oh, it's definitely catchy. The Pico Power Play. I mean, I love how they do that. So,
Yeah.
um, so what else do we have? I mean, all I can say about the NASCAR race on Sunday, it was a wreck fest at a new track out in Illinois. They went to the World Racing Center out in Gateway, which is a horrible track to race at. Um, but Kyle Busch won. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And then wrestling wise, you saw the downfall of the Bloodline on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah. And
But Reigns got it.
little swerve. Yeah, a little swerve there.
Yeah.
It looked like Solo was going to side with the boys, and then he turned on them.
Which was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they've just done such a good job with that storyline. I mean, I can't imagine they could have played it any better. And I mean, it's sad that it's kind of coming to an end. But I think they just outdid themselves. It's probably one of the best storylines that they've developed in the last few years, for sure.
Yeah. But like true WWE fashion, they always say everything has to come to an end.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, also, I think ultimately, I'm pretty sure that Roman needs some time off.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. I just saw a chart. He's only scheduled 10 events for the entire summer.
Yeah.
Like every other week in SmackDown, he's doing 2 house shows, both pay-per-views, but that's it.
Yep. Yes, I mean, I think that they're trying to do it without knocking the belt off of them, because I really think they're trying to kind of push him into that GOAT status, into that conversation. I just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think about the people that I think about when it comes to like the greatest of all time. And even though he's been in there for so long, he just doesn't strike me as fitting in with the Stone Cold Steve Austins and The Rock and Cena. It just doesn't seem like it doesn't work for me. I don't know.
No, I give him credit. He does defend his title, but he doesn't do it as often as those 3 did. No. Back in the day, every champions had the defender title at every single pay-per-view.
Yes.
And nowadays, you get people like Reigns who maybe defend it at 4 or 5 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah. Philly's won.
Philly's won. And then Mike said he wants to be a goalie number 69.
He was trained by Patrick Roy. Or Patrick Roy.
Patrick Roy.
Depending on whether you're a hockey geek or not.
Yeah, Eddie Olchuk. Damn. So now I can't do what I was gonna do.
Nice.
Because goalies don't get. Well, that's not true. I was gonna say goalies don't get penalties, but they do.
Yeah, they do. Ron Hextall did. Ron Hextall got his share in the day.
Penalty assessed to number 69, Russo. 2 minutes for hooking.
You hooker, you.
Oh, yeah. The bloodline story arch needed to rock and end it properly. A missed opportunity
Yeah.
in my.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if they could have worked that schedule out, they tried and tried. I think that eventually Rock, who's the one that backed out of it, I think he said that he didn't have enough time to be able to train enough to make it a respectable match. Which, you got to give him props for, not putting out there an inferior product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's laughing at you.
Yeah. So,
Calling him a little hooker. Mike,
yeah.
I didn't know you were a hooker. What corner can I find you on, sir? That's with my lights real quick.
Broad and Patterson, that's where the stadium is.
Oh, wow. So I think they should get rid of Hart for a better team. I mean,
No, I think that there's already been discussions about that. I think that
yeah.
Hart has already came out in public and said that he has no interest in being in a rebuilding team.
True.
So I think if they had to let Torts go when Jonesy took over, if they didn't have Tortorella being part of this rebuild, then I think that Hart would have pressed his way out. But I think that they've already put feelers out as to what kind of value they could get for him.
Is Tortorella the right coach for a rebuild, though?
Yes, I think he is.
You had no hesitation on that whatsoever.
No, I don't. I think that he's probably the best coach, the best X's and O coach that they've had in a while.
Fair enough. I mean,
So
he does demand a lot out of his players. I get that, but he knows a good way of doing it. So,
hey, Curtis.
good evening, Curtis. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in tonight. Hope you had a good weekend.
It's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. You start talking about hockey, and the Canada guy jumps in.
Curtis. And there he is.
Woo, there he is.
Showtime. Used to be. I'm telling you, back in my younger days, I could do impersonations at the wazoo. Nowadays,
which
not so much.
it kind of muffled though if you were wearing pants.
Hey man, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
Well, if you're doing impressions out of your wazoo, I mean.
Oh. Whee, over my head. I got you.
Well, yeah, well, it doesn't have to go very high to get over it.
No, I mean, I'm only about 5 feet from the ceiling, so. Yes, Jack, I am very excited to see the new Beetlejuice movie. Trust me.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Absolutely.
Tortorella was a good coach. The young guys didn't respond to him very well. True. Okay, guys, great show. Unfortunately, I have to go teach my wife to work. Love you guys. Mike, it was nice having you in chat.
Michael, good to see you, brother.
Yeah, nice to see that name in chat again. Hope to see it again soon.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
So, Curtis,
I think that although they didn't get the max out of the younger guys this year, I also think that some of these long in the tooth free agents that they brought in, who basically did next to nothing, really didn't help matters much. So I think if you get down to basics and you get guys in there that are more conducive to team game as opposed to an individual game, I think that that's going to go a long way for them to look much better as a team. And Tortorella is a good team coach. I mean, he's good at building that team concept, I think, in his past track record that I'm aware of. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, the latest one I heard that was possibly out of here also is Kevin Hayes. That they're gonna
good.
maybe look to buy him out.
Yeah, I'll drive him out of town. Just let me
Really?
know when. Yeah. So
And
yeah,
Gary says,
Hayes was not my guy.
okay, I mean, that's a fair assessment. Good to see you both. Mike, it's always good to see you in chat. Gary says, any opinion on the Union
Mm.
team? I mean, I haven't watched any games this year, so I don't know how they're doing. I know they
Yeah,
won the other night, but
I really haven't been following them very close. Unfortunately, I've been my attention's going in 10 different directions right now.
gotcha. And then, where do you think Carter Hart goes? I've heard the Jets, Senators, and Canes.
Yeah, I I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I
I
mean,
think I could see him going to the Canes.
I was gonna say the Senators, being
Yeah,
from Canada, so
yeah, that's true. Well, I don't know what part of Canada he was from though. So
I forget. But because the Senators, who he would be reunited with for at least 2 years, right? Mr. Claude Giroux.
oh yeah, yeah. There you go.
Giroux's up in Ottawa, so
Yeah.
that'll be interesting to see what that goes. Because, like you
Whoever
said, yeah,
makes him the best offer is basically where he's going to go because they're just, if they're going to turn him over, they're going to turn him over for value and
yeah.
whatever they can get out of it.
Unfortunately, for a goalie like him, at best, you're probably looking at maybe a third round pick, if that. I mean,
I don't know. He may be worth a little bit more out there in the open market. I think.
okay. And Curtis said he's from Sherwood Park, Alberta.
Okay,
Sherwood Park.
Sherwood Park.
I don't know exactly where that's near, so I would like him on the hat. Of course you would.
Is there a forest nearby?
Is there a,
Sherwood Forest.
oh, Curtis would know. I wouldn't. 3 hours from me.
Okay,
So we know if we winds up on the Montreal Canadiens, we know what jersey Curtis is getting next. A kind of
there you go.
hot, kind of hot. But I'm trying to think what else we have.
We started talking about wrestling a little bit too, but
Yes,
basically,
the question I had about wrestling to you. Did you see the new championship belt by chance?
yes.
What do you think of it?
Um, it's okay. I mean, it didn't like blow me away or anything, but it's good to see, something a little different. Glad that Rollins got it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter. Now, the one thing, now you just reminded me of something else.
Okay.
Whenever Money in the Bank's coming up, there's always chatter and leaks coming out as to who they're anticipating giving the suitcase to.
Mm-hmm.
On the men's side, the latest chatter says that they're seriously considering giving it to LA Knight.
I've heard.
Uh,
I'm not sold.
no, not sold. I mean, he had that program with Bray Wyatt, and he underwhelmed. I mean, he's a decent wrestler. I mean, don't get me wrong, from a technical standpoint. I mean, he's pretty, agile. He's pretty, got some good ring sense. But to be a champ, heavyweight, the world champ, I don't know. I mean, he is good on the mic, but I mean, we've already seen in the past that they put the title on people that weren't good on the mic.
Yeah.
I mean, Roman's wasn't good on the mic at the beginning. That's why he had Heyman.
True.
Brock had Heyman. You know, um, even like a Drew McIntyre. I mean, he did okay, but he didn't have a crowd to contend with. Everything was recorded.
True.
So,
All right, Chris. Thanks for popping in for a little bit, buddy. Appreciate you.
all right, thanks, Curtis. Appreciate you, man.
Um, but yeah, I've heard LA Knight too. I mean, our friend Native Walter Gaming does the Raw and SmackDown prediction on his channel sometimes, and I was chatting with him, and he said the same thing that he heard LA Knight, and we both were like, I mean, like you said, he's good on the mic, but can he hold the responsibility of being a main champion? I don't think so.
Yeah. No, I don't think so either. And don't give me Austin Theory again. Don't give me, you know, the problem is it's decided in a ladder match.
Yes.
So whoever you're going to put it on has got to be able to pull off a ladder match.
Yeah.
So that thins the field a little bit.
A little bit.
Even though they put like Kane in ladder matches before, back in the day. So I mean, they haven't exclusively necessarily have to have 6 high flyers in a Money in the Bank match. But I mean, you're going to have the guys like Ricochet is definitely going to be in the ladder match without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got, if you want to put LA Knight in the match, I'm okay with that. You want to
I think he'd be good in a match.
You want to throw Theory in there? Yeah, okay. We can do that too. But I mean, the problem is that who do you want that's good enough to carry that case? Who's an actual threat to the champion?
Well, the one I would think of off the top of my head, I would love to see get another chance, Drew McIntyre.
Me too. I don't think he got, he didn't get a fair chance. His whole championship was no crowd.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him get another shot,
True, because supposedly at Money in the Bank, it's going to be Brock versus Seth for the new heavyweight championship, but they're going to screw Brock out of it because now there's reports that Brock versus Cody 3 is set for SummerSlam.
Right.
So that just tells me Cody's going to come back and screw Brock out of a championship.
No doubt.
But
I mean, give Cody the briefcase.
But then he holds on to it for almost a year because now they're talking that it would be Cody versus Reigns at WrestleMania 40. So you're gonna basically have another Seth Rollins situation cashing in at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's true too. I'm just impatient for Cody to get his gold.
Oh, don't get me wrong, the man deserves it. He's put in the work. He has that reputation, and like my friends always say, like if you can name maybe 1 or 2 right now, what superstars are so much over with the crowd that they're actually singing the entrance music for them?
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes is one for sure.
Yeah. Cody.
And Seth Rollins is another one.
And Finn Balor.
Yeah, the whole.
And
Seth Rollins is pretty popular too.
Finn and Cody.
Yep.
And there's one more I was just thinking of. Damn it. Just had it in my head.
Well,
I'll think of it.
Oh, I'm sure. Think of it. But I mean, just that alone, like you have the popularity in those wrestlers, like it should tell you right there who your choices should be.
Yeah.
I mean, you have some underdogs, and they're like, I think he won his match last week. Montez Ford. I mean, the Street Profits deserve that push. I mean, you have plenty of opportunity to build a lot of people right now, but you're not doing it, which is drawing a lot of people away.
Yeah, true.
So one more thing on the Montreal Canadiens front. The Canadiens have signed forward Colford to an 8-year extension. The team announced on Monday. The contract will have an average cap of 7.85 per season, just under the annual value average, the same length as team captain Nick Suzuki last. I mean, that's a heck of a contract for a hockey player. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
that keeps Caulfield and Suzuki together in Montreal for a very long time, and something that they could build on with that team.
yeah. They can build around them too and make a nice use them as a nice core.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Especially only being
And
22.
yeah, absolutely, for sure.
So, I mean, I would get pretty excited because if you're locking up players at 22 to 8-year contracts, means they're going to be around for a very long time. So, maybe they're swinging that pendulum the right way for Montreal, Curtis. We'll see. I mean, it's not that far off that they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. So,
How about Matt Riddle in the match, in the ladder match?
I think Bitter could compete. I mean, he would definitely be intriguing. I mean, again, I
Yeah,
mean, decent on the mic. Is he ready for a full spotlight?
yeah, maybe not. Maybe
I think
not.
him and Rollins could put on a hell of a promo, though.
Yeah, for sure.
But
And I think there's a good chance that Orton never wrestles again.
I think they've come out and said that because of his back,
They're
and it's a shame.
the more and more they haven't quite admitted it yet, but I think more and more it's looking that way.
Yeah, and it's a shame because Orton's a very good technical wrestler.
I would love to let Orton be like the general manager.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome. I mean, could you imagine what he could do as a GM?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
What would you put him on, Raw or SmackDown?
Raw. Raw's more suited for a general manager.
And well, uh, I think you're gonna see a lot of changes
But then
coming to
again,
both.
but then he put him on SmackDown, put him up, facing off with Roman all the time. That wouldn't necessarily be bad either
Yeah,
because of their past history.
yeah, kickstart the authority again. I like that idea.
Yeah,
Because you remember for the longest time, the authority was always a thorn in Reigns' ass, like
yeah,
screwing him out of matches and stuff like that. So, I mean, anything's
yeah,
possible.
yeah.
I
That's
don't know.
true.
I'm curious to see how it all plays
What
out.
What do you feel about all these Shane McMahon's going to AEW thing?
I I find it very interesting, actually, because you're
I
talking
mean, do
about
you
someone who's
think it
been.
could actually happen?
I I don't want to say never. I think it could. I mean, it would be a huge slap in the face to his father.
Yeah,
But if there was someone to do it, I think Shane would be the one to do it.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it would be a feather in Tony Khan's cap.
oh, absolutely. You can get a McMahon on
Yeah.
your show. Oh, Lord. I
And who
mean,
better to talk shit about the WWE than him?
there's one other person I could think of that could have some tongue in her mouth, but I don't think you ever see that happen. I was gonna say Stephanie, just bring
Yeah,
her in like a Vicky Guerrero situation, but like with where Triple H is running the shit now, there's no way Stephanie's let on a mic.
no,
As cool as it would be, no way in hell.
yeah, I
I mean,
agree.
I would love to hear Stephanie bad talk her father.
Yeah,
Just like back in the day when they did the whole three McMahon's owning WWE, WCW, and ECW. Granted,
Yeah.
Stephanie had Heyman talking for a lot of it, but Stephanie used to be really good on the mic too.
Yeah, she was.
So
Let's get
Terry says,
ready to
"Let's."
rumble.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. David Arquette got a
Yep,
title out of it.
yep. David
That
Arquette,
was,
Olivia, Oliver Pratt was in it.
yeah. And then all the wrestlers that were in it too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always mess up his last name though. Joe Palatino.
Uh, Palantone, Palantonian?
Yeah, something
I
like that.
know who you're talking about. Yeah. He was
I,
in it. I'll give you a movie. I got a movie for you now. I know it's
okay,
not movie, but because you mentioned his name, look up a movie called The In Crowd. Now, there's two different movies that are called The In Crowd. It is like this teen, you know, rom com kind of thing,
I know
and
exactly
the
what
other
movie you talk about.
one is called The In Crowd. Okay, it was shot almost exclusively in Philadelphia. It stars Jennifer Runyon, uh, Donovan Tate, um, and Joe
Joe Poe.
Palantonio. Yeah, Joe Poe. Uh, and he is playing a character that is based on. It was written by a guy who lived in Philadelphia. It's about a dance show in Philadelphia that's competing against American Bandstand when American Bandstand left Philadelphia and moved to California.
Interesting.
And they put another show on, and it was hosted by Jerry Blavitt. Well, Joe Poe is basically playing Jerry Blavitt,
Nice.
and his voice, his mannerisms are Jerry Blavitt.
Interesting.
But it's got a great sound, which I know you like. So, The In Crowd.
That one.
When I used to go and visit my Blockbusters, and I was there for a full day, I made them put it on the TVs so that I could listen to it while I was visiting the store.
1988.
Yep,
Okay.
1988. Wasn't a big box office hit, but it definitely had a life on video. It has 71% Rotten Tomato score.
Gotcha. Here we go. Oh, quick one. Turn this off. Present. Share screen.
Yeah, definitely.
Here you go, Ron, just for you. I don't have the sound on because I want to get the copyright stuff, but this is the trailer
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, yeah. That's it. That's the one.
Looks like a musical.
It is. There's a lot of music in it because it's based on
Hey,
a
look,
band.
Joe Poe.
That's him doing Jerry Blavitt. Yeah,
No. I have to look this up. I figured I'd pull up this for a minute just to show you I found it. So
yeah, yep. That's the one.
I have to look for it. I mean, Joe Poe's in a lot of good movies. Actually, he was Francis and
Yeah,
the Goonies. The In Crowd. It looks like a good movie.
Matrix.
Matrix. He's in Daredevil as the reporter.
Hmm.
I mean, just to name a couple of them. I mean, he's a very respected actor too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I'll add that to my list.
Yeah, man. The ever growing list.
Yep, I watched Twister last night. I got bored and watched an old Twister movie.
Yeah. They're making a sequel,
I know. I'm up in arms about it.
and Helen Hunt's back.
I think she's the only one back.
Well, Bill Paxton passed away,
And Philip Seymour Hoffman.
and Philip Seymour Hoffman passed away. Yes, absolutely.
So I mean, it always cracks me up when I go back and watch movies, and then I realize somebody who is in it, and then I realize another movie that person's in it from before. And I always put two and two together, but I had a double check last night, and my mind was right again.
The
Alan
Dread
Rick.
Pirate Roberts. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Alan Rick. Yeah, and Carrie Ellis.
That movie Twister is loaded top to bottom, and then when you actually look at it nowadays, it has a really good cast to it.
Yeah,
Because I was
but
out
I
with my
mean,
friend.
the big star of the film was the cow and the tornado, though.
Yep. He had multiple appearances too.
Yes, he did. It's
Because I
product
was out,
placement
yeah,
for
yeah, 'cause I was out with my
whipped cream.
yeah,
Whipped cream.
and then you see him on the dinner table the very next scene too.
Churned butter.
But no, because I was out with Alan and Shannon on Saturday, and he blared Van Halen, "Humans" or something. Humans belong. He said, "Oh, this
Okay.
song's from the movie Twister." So me and him were talking about on Saturday where at exactly that song was put in the movie, and we figured it out.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So we
Nice.
both had a good laugh about that. And I was like, you know what? I got nothing to do on a Sunday night. I'm watching Twister.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's all I pretty much got. I don't know if you have anything else to add tonight.
Yeah, I don't have anything else for tonight. It was a slow week.
We'll get going again. I mean, we got football coming up soon. We can
Yeah.
sometime in July maybe dive into some fantasy football even if we want to add that to the show.
Oh yeah.
But
We should have a league.
yeah, I mean, we can set one up.
We could set one up on you know, Yahoo or
Yeah,
NFL.com or any of those.
ESPN. I mean, yeah,
ESPN. Yeah.
I
But
mean, I
that I'm always up for fantasy football league.
yeah, I mean, I'm in one big league with my parents on CBS, but I'm not going to pay for
Yeah.
a free league to be on that platform. You know, it is very nice.
Yeah. And I'm in
But
one, a money league that I've been in for quite a few years, but yeah, I could always take on another one.
yeah, we can definitely bring that up and mention it. See if anyone would be interested. I mean, we could probably get Sam to
Yeah.
join for sure. I mean, so yeah, we'll start talking about that in July. See what people say.
Yeah. Sounds good.
But next week,
But
well, I'm
other
gonna
than
have
that,
a you'll have a JK for update for us next week. I'll talk to you
yes,
off the show. We'll get
caveman minute.
a caveman minute. Okay, is
Get the
that what we're
caveman
calling it?
minute. Yeah.
So I'll have to find a picture of him, put caveman minute at the bottom of it, and then you do your thing. Prince
Yeah, man.
Prince popping in with the share bomb. Thank you, Prince.
Hey, Prince.
Yeah, I mean our numbers are going up, so anytime we get a share bomb, we appreciate it. I mean the show is getting after the more people. I mean numbers don't lie, we're growing. I can't
Yep.
thank everybody enough for it. I
Picked up
mean,
another Twitch follower today.
yes, I noticed that. I appreciate. I was trying to see if I recognized the name, and I didn't. I mean, so that's somebody
Yeah.
completely new. That's pretty awesome. We got
Yep.
another Twitch follow today before we started. YouTube picked up another subscription. Facebook, we gained another 2 or 3 in the last couple days. So, I mean,
Nice.
thank you all for the support. I mean, we're here to stay. I mean, we got new exciting content coming. We're working on a new Wednesday show. Open mic night last Thursday was a huge success. That popped in was picking on me, which is to be expected since everyone likes to pick on the host. Um,
We
or
had a good
entertainment night.
movie night this week with Guilty Pleasures.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, did you see the number on YouTube for that?
No, I did not.
Just on YouTube, we had 75 views on that show.
Nice.
So that means our YouTube audience is getting more involved too. I mean, even if you don't like to chat, if you just want to hang out and chat and support us, I mean that's awesome. We always encourage people to say hello, let us know that you're watching, so we can give you a shout out. Yeah, tonight we had Gary in the
That's
chat.
because we put guilty. It's because we put Guilty Pleasures in the title. People thorn.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah,
This isn't guilty pleasure. This is nothing but bullshit.
what's up with that?
What's on the agenda for tomorrow night? I have no idea. Me and Miss Morgan will figure that out probably tomorrow after I get done work. So, look, another one. Another follow on Twitch.
There you go.
Chill Val is now following. Thank you for the follow, Chill Val. Welcome to the Basement Dwellers. I like that.
Yes.
Kevin came up with that. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. I like it too.
So, I mean, yeah, we have sports night on Monday night. We have entertainment on Tuesday where we just sit back and laugh and have fun. Wednesday night we will be starting a trivia night soon. Thursday night, you figure there's 4 Thursdays, so 3 out of 4 Thursdays will be open mic night where you to chat, pop in, and let us know what you want to talk about. And then we're trying to do the last Thursday of every month, doing a throwback Thursday with different types of ideas with Miss Morgan and my friend Shannon has agreed to help out with that one. And then Friday night movie night is one of our staple shows that's been new since we started back in August, and we are closing in almost on 1 year already. I mean, it's very hard to believe.
Yep.
But that'll be here before you know it, and that'll be another big celebration we have. So, other than that, I just thank Harry, our new follower, Chill Val. Prince, thanks for doing the show bomb. Jack hung out with us tonight. We had Michael Russo on YouTube, which was awesome. It was nice to see him and chat with us.
Yep.
My cousin Kelsey popped in. Who else do we have tonight? My friend Val on Facebook.
Curtis and Jack. We had what's
Quite a
somebody
few.
else?
Sam,
yeah, at the beginning of that, and there was somebody that popped in real quick. Who was it?
I don't want to forget him. I think we did have someone else pop in. Oh, my friend.
Yeah.
I see my friend Val.
Val, that's who it was.
Yeah,
That's who I was thinking of. Yeah.
Okay, she's another big New York Yankees baseball fan, but she also likes the Eagles. So
Okay.
and then I got this one. I was sitting in the studio. So Dr. Fosonic, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Hope to see you on chat more often.
Absolutely.
So yeah, anytime anyone wants to jump in and just say hello, let us know that you're in the chat. We appreciate that. Dropping likes, reactions is always big as well. I mean,
keep on sharing, keep on subscribing, liking, following, all that good stuff. If you miss a show, jump on YouTube. You can see all the shows for the week in their entirety.
Facebook. Yeah.
Yep. So, have at it, guys. We appreciate your support. Just keep the comments coming. Keep the feedback coming, so we can continue to provide you guys with the things that you want to talk about and things you want to hear about. So,
Yeah.
It's all about you.
Yep. I'll piggyback off that. Anyone who ever has any ideas for any show ideas, feel free to drop a comment. And even if the show's not live, drop comments. We can always see them afterwards too. Because we're trying to gear this show towards you, the viewer. We do this live to interact with you. That's why
Correct.
I'm not even calling it a podcast anymore. This is strictly known as a talk show. We like to talk. We like the people to talk with us. Even if you want to come on the air one night and join us in the studio, you're more than welcome to do that too. The more people that want to get involved, the better.
Yep.
So other than that, I hope everyone has a good night. And we'll be back. I don't know if mine's popping in the studio or not tomorrow night, but I'll be on tomorrow night for Entertainment Night with Miss Morgan, and that's always a crazy fun show as well. So until then, hope everyone has a good night, and see you tomorrow.
Peace. Have a good night, everybody.
I cut you off. What? You were saying peace and then something else.
Yeah. No,
Sorry. Oh,
that was it. Have a good night.
okay.
That was
Okay. Just making sure.
okay. Now,
All right. Hey.